It's been 10 years since our next guest popped on the scene.
You're making fun of me for dad jokes.
With her viral social media post giving people a window into her life as a pimple-popping surgical dermatologist. Whew. Her aim then, as it is now, is to help the hundreds of patients who are unable to find treatment for their painful, oozing cysts, fatty tumors, and complex, life-affecting dermatological. Wow.
It's hard. They split it up on different lines.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Issues.
I didn't know we were going to be using $10 words here today.
That's a $25 word.
Oh, inflation. And beginning April 21st, the popular dermatologist is back on the air with her new show on Lifetime called Dr. Pimple Popper Breaking Out. Take a look.
I'm Dr. Sandra Lee. I've treated thousands with the craziest things many dermatologists have only seen in textbooks.
Help me, Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee is my last hope.
I'm bringing the biggest hearts.
You're a strong woman. I see it. You're beautiful inside and out.
My ears crushed my self-esteem.
Her life is going to be so much better. The biggest smiles.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Bye. And of course, the biggest pops.
I have an 8 grand-sized bump.
Oh, dude.
I usually get splashed.
And some young talent to teach them how it's done.
Perfect. What a pro. Kiara Unleashed.
I feel like weight has been taken off me.
Here we go, Lifetime fam.
I mean, come on with this business. Please welcome Dr. Sandra Lee, also known as Dr. Pimple Popper.
Welcome.
So good to see you. It's been too long. I don't want to mess you up. Gorgeous and gorgeous.
Like this. We can do
Mwah, mwah.
Nice to see you.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
You know the sofa's uncomfortable, but you know, what are we going to do? How you
Good
doing?
posture.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
good.
Yeah?
Yes. We just finished taping the shows, and that's the hardest part for me.
Right.
It's just because it's very stressful with all these patients. So now this is actually the fun part, when I get to see you guys and talk about how amazing the show is.
Talk about the show.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been 10 years.
I know.
I mean,
it's
do you
hard
remember
when you
that?
have yes, when I look back at the first episodes, I'm like, dang, that was 10 years ago. And you know, and you're like, wow, I looked really good back then.
And you still look
do.
good.
Come on.
You know, we all do that to ourselves. But
You know what? Listen, I don't have my finger on the pulse of many things, but I will say this. You brought light to a subject that I think was none of us wanted to talk about, but we all have it.
Yes.
Looking back now, you set it off.
I feel very proud.
There have been
about
people who have come
things.
after you, who have
Yes.
tried to accomplish what you accomplished, and they
I think it's very cool that 5-year-olds know what a lipoma is.
Yes.
That blows my mind. And then there's actually particular skin conditions. One's called hidradenitis suppurativa, where you get boils in your armpits, under breast, inner thigh, and that's very common, but is not spoken about because people, it's something you can hide. So they hide it. They don't even tell their family members. And so I think this show has really helped to show people that this happens and that they're not alone. So these kinds of things, and to trust a doctor and to go see somebody. So those kinds of things I think is really nice that we get to highlight some skin conditions and even help people that are not on the show themselves.
You know, just in that little clip there, though, you could see what you do for people before and after, how much they have identity issues or they're self-conscious about what they're dealing with. What does that mean to you for that before and after, to see somebody's life literally turned around and the confidence they leave with?
It is incredible. I mean, I think all doctors do that, but I get to see it. It's on film. I get to see the difference. I get to see how life is different for them in home, because we don't go to their houses and see what goes on. So I feel very lucky about that.
Yeah.
And it's just a really special thing to see the kind of difference that you can make. You know, as just a dermatologist too.
Your first series, you know, like you said, you enhanced our lexicon. We know from lipomas and the pour of Weiner situation.
The giant blackhead.
All that
business. Fan favorite.
Fan favorites back here. These look like really complicated cases. Are you approaching them differently?
Yeah, I approach them with respect. I definitely take things very seriously, and to me, the patients always come first. You know, I know this is about educating people and entertaining people too, but really the most important to me is to protect them and make sure that they know we're doing the best thing we can without the cameras there, really, and just trying to do the best for them. And really, we're sort of their last hope too, which is so crazy.
Now, is it true that you had a skin condition?
I do. I still do. I have atopic dermatitis. It's just a form of eczema. It's pretty common, but you get it much worse when you're young. And then when you grow up, it gets a little bit better. Not for everybody, but for me, it happened too. But yes, I'm dry. I'm super dry.
How does dealing with that help you when it comes to treating your patients and just identifying?
Well, when I have patients like that have the same thing, that's the first thing I tell them. Like, look, I have this too, and I can see that it helps me to connect with them. They know that I know what they're going through, so that's helpful.
That's helpful too. Also, you're using all your knowledge, not just about your own skin condition, but about your years of experience to help new folks. New dermatologists, we saw that clip.
It's really nice. I mean, we have these young dermatologists that are just out in practice. There's actually one, a medical student who's getting into dermatology, and you're going to see how complicated and difficult that is. It is very competitive to get into dermatology. It's ridiculous. Wow. It is the hardest specialty to get in all of medicine because it's just very competitive. There's not many spots. But it's really nice to have them because they're so sort of bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and they're very excited about what they do. And there's a difference between learning dermatology. There's so much to learn when you're in residency, and actually being a dermatologist. You learn so much that is in a different way, how to relate to patients really, and things like that. And so I'm just trying to like help them along and maybe give them some tips so that somebody can take over for me.
Nobody can take over for you.
Exactly.
But speaking of tips, it's so important what we put on our skin. I understand you have a new cosmetics line.
Yes, we've had it. It's SLMD skincare, and it really started with pimple popping, obviously. So we have a great acne skincare line, and really things for brown spots and for keratosis pilaris, some of the really common skin conditions that you can get that people don't realize you may not be able to, you may not have to see a dermatologist to see it because you watch social media, you understand what you have, those little bumps that are kind of rough like sandpaper, and that is a very common thing. And so if we can give people products so that they don't have to see a dermatologist and they can figure things out on their own too, I think it's very gratifying.
And it's obviously from a trusted physician, board certified, not not Dr. Google, an actual doctor. Well, you've managed to age in reverse.
Oh, I was just going to say, you look fabulous.
Well, you haven't looked close because the face
Don't
knew
look
you were
close
coming.
to me either.
There's a pimple here. I'm not even kidding.
But that means you're young. You see, you still got hormones.
Oh, look at that.
You don't have. When you don't get pimples, you get a little sad. Yeah, because you're like, oh my gosh, this means there's no oil because I'm all dried up.
Okay, well, see that?
See? Embrace it.
I knew it. I mean, I keep telling you, you need to hear from somebody else.
Always great to see you, Sandra.
It's so nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Do yourself a favor.
Yep.
Dr. Pimple Popper Breaking Out premieres on Lifetime Monday, April 21st at 10 p.m.